Tammy Bruce was unbelievable here. She did a great job at basically countering these anti-Israel hostile reporters, asking her some tough questions about Gaza. Check it out.
Sir.
Come back to Gaza specifically because tomorrow the Germany's foreign minister is going to be here and meeting with the secretary. Germany's government has kind of shifted quite a lot in the last few days on their position of support for Israel. They've been, alongside the US, one of the main backers of Israel in this war, and now they're saying, the chancellor is saying that the war in Gaza is no longer justified by the need to fight Hamas. So it seems like whatever coalition was left of countries, including the US, backing Israel seems to be getting smaller. Are you concerned that there's even less international support for Israel? Does that influence the way that the US is thinking about this? That one of the main European countries backing Israel is
Well,
backing
again,
Israel.
Chancellor Merz noting that Israel's actions can no longer be justified. The fact of the matter is that Hamas has put the people in Gaza in this situation by launching that attack on October 7th, and by continuing to hold hostages, including the bodies of 4 Americans, and continue, of course, to maintain their weapons. So when we think about actions that can no longer be justified, I think we should adjust ourselves and look at what put us in this position in the first place. Regarding the UK, Canada, France, and any number of others that took disappointing steps last week, unilateral recognition of a Palestinian state, in this case, is unproductive and obstructs ongoing U.S. efforts towards peace in the region. And I think that there's a clear line that has been drawn by President Trump, which again definitely disturbs the status quo, which is that there has to be peace, not just for 6 months, not because there's been a deal made for a year, that this has to be enduring. The entire framework has to change. He's not kidding. He's not kidding, because otherwise, in 5 years or sooner, someone will be in your position, someone else will definitely be in my position, having the same conversation. We can't allow that to continue. That is President Trump's understanding and vision of the change that needs to occur. And the fact is that the status quo does seem to be perhaps the easier thing to maintain, but it's not the one that's going to save lives. All right, yes. There.
Brilliant. Again, doing the exact same thing over and over again and expecting different results is the definition of insanity. Why are we continuing to go ahead and say, oh yeah, let's just rebuild Gaza. Let's just do ceasefire after ceasefire and keep the conflict going. It's a terrible idea. And Tammy Bruce understands that, and Trump understands that better than anyone else. She also had another hostile reporter here ask her and put some words in her mouth about Gaza, and she corrected his lies. Check it out.
News.
All right.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you very much. As you said just earlier today, the world has been shocked by what's happened in Gaza over the past few days. The silhouette of the little girl.
Well, I said it's been shocked over generations about what's
Sure.
been happening
Absolutely,
in Gaza,
absolutely.
and that Hamas certainly has refused to stop that violence. But go ahead.
So, but just in the past few days, we've seen the silhouette of a little girl trying to flee burning classrooms surrounding her, killing people around her. We've seen thousands of Palestinians starved by Israel's blockade, herded between fences as they try to get fed today. A doctor who saw 9 of her children killed by Israeli bombs. All the while, this administration, of course, as we've seen, has sought to deport students who protest this, including one student who wrote an op-ed against this kind of behavior. The administration came in telling Americans it would be more pro-peace, more anti-war than
This
the
is
previous.
beginning to sound like a soliloquy, sir. Do you have
than
a
the
question,
previous- than the
please? Do you
previous
have a question,
administration.
please?
I'm curious.
Yes, this is a very serious issue, and everyone
Yes.
has your question.
Yes.
So please ask it.
I wonder how you see this administration being more pro-peace or more anti-war than the previous administration, given these kinds of horrors that Americans are witnessing.
Yes, well, it is a dynamic where, as I also just mentioned a little bit ago, we did achieve a ceasefire, something which nobody thought would be possible after the heinousness of October 7th, the nature of what had occurred on that day, the fact that there has to be a new way, the president has stated, we have to have new ideas to make a difference so this stops and doesn't go from generation to generation, which all of us have experienced. It's right, wash, rinse, and repeat over and over and over again, every 20 years. And it would never stop. I think that what we've got here is, after I don't know, what has it been, 3 months, a bit over 100 days of President Trump, managing to get, I think, every warring party, every hostile party against other people on this planet to a table to stop. Now, that's the simple part. Making things happen and making it last is another thing. Hamas, we did have a ceasefire. And then Hamas decided once again that that was just not going to do. And they continue to do what they do. That, first of all, again, in that regarding that particular issues over the last few days, we call on all parties to this conflict to take every feasible measure to mitigate civilian harm. We refer you to Israel for more information on its airstrikes. And we also know, as we all do, and this is one of the things that we've discovered time and time again, that Hamas uses hospitals and other humanitarian areas as human shields. This is why we continue to try to get a ceasefire done, despite the obstacles that Hamas constantly presents. It is apparently their hope that we would just give up and go away, or that the usual status quo would continue. But President Trump is not that person. He's a person who gets it done. And after decades of conflict, I understand you're frustrated after maybe 3 months of it not being perfect yet. But that is what we are going for. We will continue to work for this. It is President Trump's commitment. Yes, Eric, please. Eric, go ahead, please.
Wanted to ask you.
Yeah, this was a shutdown response. He was trying to say, give a whole speech about how Trump is terrible and so pro-war, and he's trying to fund all these wars and all this other stuff. Like, Trump has probably spent more time trying to bring peace not only to the Middle East, but also to Russia, Ukraine, than any other president in their first, 100, 150 days. He is going to these places. He is negotiating every single day. And to think that he's the pro-war president because perhaps he supports Israel in its quest to destroy Hamas, I think is incredibly biased and not representing the facts as they are. For more, you can subscribe to the channel. If you want to help us make more of these videos, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/Jewish Uncensored. Thank you for watching and have a good one.